Pajama Game is set in the 1950s, so it's a fun period for hair. It's kind of like back when people were a little more styled than they are today. But they work in a factory, so it was really important, I think, to all of us on the design team to make sure that the hair wasn't too boofy and Hollywood glam. They're pretty practical styles, I would say, but they're still rooted in the period. So yeah, I would say I started off kind of like compiling images from the 1950s, a lot of classic looks from movies and film stars, and then I tried to get a lot of shots additionally that were just of like regular women on the street in the 50s, because I think that's more where the show look kind of came from. So yeah, I think with what we have in the show, it'll get across that we're not in present day, that we're in another period, but that they're kind of just everyday women. I don't know if there were any super challenges having to do with the show. I think doing hair for a musical is always not the easiest. We decided pretty early on that we were going to wig every girl in the show. So all the women wear wigs. There are 15 wigs in the show. Yeah, and I think there's always just the same challenges that come with doing like a dance musical. You know, they dance a lot, and in theater we kind of ask the impossible, so we want their hair to look perfect the whole time, even though they're spinning around and kicking in the air, you know, and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that was a challenge. Making sure that everyone thinks the actresses look as natural as they can, and that each girl feels comfortable with what her character is. I spend a lot of time in the fittings not so much saying, do I think it looks good, but asking the actresses, you know, do you feel like this is what your character would have? Is this how you pictured yourself? You know, do you feel comfortable with what you look like? Because I think ultimately when I do hair and makeup design, I hope that I'm working together with the actor to make sure that they feel like, yeah, like I don't feel like I have just this weird thing on my head. I feel like this is what my character's hair looks like. So I would say that's kind of always the challenge. I think probably this is the wig that I pulled out, and this is Jeannie Moffat's hair in the show, who plays Babe. And this excites me for weird reasons, because it's not like the most extravagant hairstyle I've ever done, but I think that when you see her in it in the show, it looks extremely natural. It's almost identical to Jeannie's own hair color. And when we kind of first put it together at the photo call, we had that cool moment where we kind of like put it on and said like, oh yeah, like this is Babe, this is what she looks like, you know, and I could tell from watching Jeannie watch herself in the mirror that she felt like, yeah, look, I can see myself wearing this in the show. So I think that's always cool, and I'm very excited to see it on stage, because she doesn't look like she does every day. You know, she looks different, yet like she's lived that every day of her life. So yeah.